Well, I thought there was something else besides the other thing, but I don't remember what it was. Other than these. These are the current state of our solar eclipse viewers.
They can be that close together?
Yeah, I wouldn't think why. I couldn't see why. I mean, you can always block it off. You know?
Yeah. I guess I don't know how close they can be together.
I can't see why this would be a problem. You know, if you wanted to really, you just do that.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, I'm gonna back it with this poplar. And then drill holes through it again.
Why?
Pizzazz.
Oh.
It'll be more substantial. And that way you don't have to. That way, there's more backing to the aluminum. I mean, it's 1/8 thick aluminum, but like, you can still bend it. Like, if you wanted to bend it, you could bend it pretty easily. Actually, it's a lot harder to bend it now that there's holes in it. Well, A, because the aluminum's been work hardened a little bit, and B, well, you've strengthened it by putting holes in it, which is such a weird concept. Can we talk about fucking materials are such a weird thing? How you can actually strengthen something by putting holes in it?
Yeah.
Such a wild thing.
Redistributes the force.
What?
Redistributing the force.
Yeah. I got them pretty close to like matching each other. But the third one, I fucked it up. Did you see my story?
No, yes, I don't know. Describe it.
I drilled the hole for the third one too close to one of the edges.
Oh.
And so it won't work. It did. It almost. Well, let me go grab it. I'll show you. It didn't break, but it wouldn't work anymore, right? Because look at how close that is.
Yeah.
We're talking like.
How did that happen?
Well, so. So you got the drill, right? And I'm having to push down really hard. So I'm like this. I can't see what I'm drilling anymore because I'm like looking down like this. Because like I'm having to push really hard because after doing this like one time, these teeth on here were dull. So the third time, they're even duller. And well, you see how you have to have that little piece sticking out? I didn't put a punch in it this time. Do you know what a punch is?
I mean, I know what a pinhole punch is. I don't know if that's the same thing.
So, I take this. It's got a sharp end on it. And I put it on the aluminum. And then I hit it with a hammer.
Oh, yeah, similar concept.
Huh?
Similar concept.
Yeah, and so it makes a dent in the aluminum. So that when I go to drill it, the drill bit can stick in that dent. And the bit won't wobble around. Well, I didn't do that, and so it slipped.
Why?
What?
Why? Why didn't you make a dent?
I figured... I didn't do it for the other holes and it was just fine, so I figured it would be fine for this one.
Oh.
But the other holes, the saw wasn't as dull. So by this one...
True.
What?
That's true.
So by this one, it was so dull that it slid so much, and this hole is not perfectly round either. Like it is horrible. So it's in the scrap / recycle aluminum pile, which I've never had before. But my problem now is, so I have enough aluminum left to make 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it actually, like, I don't know. This whole thing worked out to where, well, not quite 2 more, but, like, truth be told, there's enough room. I can probably I can make it work. Problem is, I can't cut it. I don't have a workbench and the proper clamps. I have to run to my parents to get the proper clamps. Because all I have are these, and I'm using my coffee table as a workbench, and it just doesn't. So like I had to use like that piece of plywood back there. You can't see it. That piece of plywood back there and prop it up. It was a bitch. And it just, these are all, sorry, this is spoilers for the video to all the people that were going to watch this video in March. The saw blade I bought, though, that I realized I didn't need to buy anymore. If you saw that short.
I did see that one.
Yeah, I didn't need to buy. It worked really well.
Yeah.
It cut the aluminum very well. It cut into pieces. But yeah. So now I'm in this weird spot. I was kind of glad you canceled yesterday, because my office is a disaster. I didn't really want to clean it.
I see.
Because literally all this shit's just strung about behind me. You can't see it, actually. I don't want to move the camera. It's just shit all over. Oh, man. I have a recycled aluminum pile now. I have the plugs from the hole saw, and then I have some aluminum cans in this. And I'm like, is it worth? Should I just throw it in my? Well, this I'm not sure if I want to recycle this whole thing. I kind of want to just cut it here, and that way I have this entire piece of aluminum I can use.
Yeah.
And I don't really want to recycle the plugs either, because you never freaking know. I would rather just melt all the aluminum down and reuse it for something else, but I don't have a foundry, and I don't know if I really want to spend the money on a foundry.
How much does one of them cost?
What?
How much does one of them cost?
I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know how much you could build one for. I haven't actually looked into it that much. Hundreds of dollars, I would guess.
Oh, you can afford that.
Well, next month, yeah. But I gotta start working on that radiation box. That's April, so I gotta spend money for that.
Oh, it'll be fine. I haven't noticed any side effects.
I won't need it for May. And then June, all I gotta do is buy a bottle of Def. And a 50-pound bag of fertilizer.
A 50-pound bag of fertilizer?
I don't want a 50-pound in kerosene. I don't want to buy a 50-pound bag, but if that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
That's the smallest quantity?
That's the smallest quantity.
Oh, boy.
Oh, and then maybe some tannerite, and then convince somebody to let me use it. Use their gun. I would use my dad's rifle. He'd be fine with me using it. But if I asked, of course. But the problem is, I hate his scope. His scope sucks. Like, it sucks. Like, you can't. I tried using it. I was just like, what the fuck? I was just like, okay, whatever. This is just how gun scopes are. And then my stepmom got a rifle for Christmas. I think it might have been that for that. Actually, I take that back. I saw her scope, and I'm like, or somehow I swear I saw her scope second, but I think she must have gotten it after we were done shooting. I don't remember. Point is, I saw her scope, and I went, what? It was wonderful. Like,
Oh,
my
yeah?
dad's FOV on it sucks. Right? It's like you're, like, looking through, like, a hole like that. Like, it's tiny. And then her FOV's like this. So, like, you know, on my dad's, you're, like, having to, like, line your eye up just right. Because, like, the FOV doesn't frickin' line up with the crosshairs. So you have to, like, line that up. And then you have to line up the damn crosshairs on what the hell you're shooting at. And you know, and it's high power, and you don't have, like, a tripod or anything. You can't clamp it. So you're all just, like, singing. It's just a bitch. But then my stepmom's rifle, I picked it up. I never got to shoot it. But I picked it up and went, huh? Huh? Look at the stupid cat meme. Huh? I went, what? You can actually see what the fuck you're aiming at. You can see the crosshairs.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Because it's brand new and my dad's is ancient. So,
See.
I will be. I don't think she'd let me use her rifle to shoot tannerite. So, we may just have to ask my dad to shoot the tannerite, which is fine. I would rather shoot it myself, but you know, it is what it is. We're also going to be shooting quite a small target because I don't want to buy a. I don't want to have to make a. I don't want a giant crater. You know?
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why?
Because it's going to be loud as shit. And the more we use, the further back we have to be and the harder the shot is going to be. Therefore, the more... Because the problem is, right, I don't want to use a ton of
Bigger the
tannerite.
room, bigger the excitement.
So, like, I don't want to use a ton of tannerite. That's the big problem. And so your tannerite target is, like, this big. Like you know, like a fistful. Is like, you know, just like...